Everybody, hope you guys are all having a fantastic day today. Welcome to this week's live stream on swing trading. We're going to be talking about how to get started, some strategies, some good approaches, pretty much some positions that we're in on. So I hope you guys all enjoy it. If you do, hit that like button, subscribe, and if you guys want to learn more about swing trading, check out our school. It's absolutely fantastic. You know, we have private live streams, quizzes, lectures, a group chat. We teach you how to trade, and we have our Black Friday sale for 51% off. So check it out. Down below, I put it in the chat room there, so make sure you guys check out our school. It's awesome, and let's get started here. So, all right, I just want to get us up and ready to rock and roll. All right, so with swing trading here, I think if you're just starting out swing trading, there's a lot of things that you guys need to start doing, right? The first thing being is learning as much as you can here. Learning, the more you learn, the more you earn. I think that's very, very important. The second thing, don't expect to make $1 million. Swing trading, it's a job, it's a career. You know, you have to put in those hours, those honestly months, and if not years of practice before you see some crazy returns out of it. You know, I think that's super important because a lot of new traders expect to make so much money from trading when in reality, it's better just to focus on learning a strategy and just building small and then working your way up here. The next thing I want to talk about here is going to be journaling your trades. Journaling your trades are super, super important here. And I want to throw in our new handy dandy trading journal in the chat room here. Can you explain how to draw trends on the 1 hour? Absolutely here. Absolutely, I will. Before that here, this is our new handy dandy swing trading journal here. This is pretty much kind of how it looks. We have our trade log here. We have our dashboard about, your P&L, your profit, your balance here. And then it breaks it down by weekly and monthly overview. So you can figure out what strategies are working and which ones aren't working. So, you can focus on the strategy that is working. So this past month, we've had a great month out of breakouts, right? Breakouts on those plays here. Right now we're up about $5,500 this past month here, and we've only traded about 4 or 5 stocks. I don't know if I added all of them in on the month, but yeah, so you don't need to trade all these random companies. You just need to focus on good strategies, good approaches, working small, building your way up here. I think that's super important for people that are just starting trading. Another thing here is going to be having a good broker. I'll put my broker down below for you guys. This is Moo, so if you guys want to sign up, you guys can go there. All right. Now let's talk about how to draw on those 1 hour charts. So, this is our stock here that we're in on, AEM. It's been doing very well. You guys can see here the daily really didn't have that much of a trend line. And that's the thing, right? We had this little trend here. It kind of fell below it. It looks like due to some sort of news, kind of sold off a little bit. Now, with trends, you can draw the same trend or like type of trend with lower time frames. So if we go to the hourly and we zoom out, right, it's going to be the exact same thing. Now, when you draw a trend on the hourly, what I do is I really want to find that stock on an upward trend that has sold off down to some level, of support or some sort of breakout. So you guys can see here with this one here, you guys can see these highs where it pops up. So you're looking for the lower high, right? Lower in price, but a high. So you guys can see, right? Like this. So you have that lower high here, and we can go like that, right? This one's not as good. We'll show you some other ones. So the best entry would have been here on that breakout, and then we got in there. And so now when we had that new trend, look what happens, right? New trend direction going up. And now this is kind of the trend that I see right now with this stock. And it kind of already acted as support here. So this is what I'm going to kind of let ride. It also had this, right here, this is what we call a golden cross. This is where we have that lower moving average line break up through a higher moving average line. So that 90 moving average line break up through the 200. It's a very bullish thing for the stock to do. You guys can see in the past where it did it right here, followed by great buying pressure. So let's look about, I didn't really add too many plays for potential. I'll be completely honest with you. I wanted to look back last week, when we went live on Monday with the group. These were all the stocks that we had on watch. I want to look at plays, entry points, and pretty much where did I enter? I entered AEM at 78.50. So right around here is where I entered. Okay, let me show you. So my thought process with AEM was this: we had this good trend, right? Good upward trend. Breakout recently. So now, what do we know about moving average lines? They act as support and they also act as resistance. So when it's above it, right? When that moving average line, or when that stock price, is above the moving average line, like it is here, that 90-day moving average line will act as support. So you guys can see in the past, it acted as resistance. Hit it and we had sell-off. So now we had that breakout above it. We had this trend very close to it. So I could enter on that 90-day moving average line, keep my stop loss just below this at $75, $76. And so if it dips down below it, right, if we had that sell-off where it breaks through that 90-day, which is a support, breaks through that trend, which is a support, and then we had sell-off, that's a trend direction. So we would have just taken our loss. Now the stock has rallied its way up, and it's been doing very well. Now, opportunity-wise, getting back on track here about positions that we talked about. So you guys can see this one here, we still have that trend line. You guys can see that trend line where it continued to draw. So now with SPRY, you guys can see we're looking for that breakout where it pops up and we get like either an hour or we get like a day above this moving average line in the trend line. So if it pops up above it, if it pops up, we could get that curl, enter on that support, or we could hold for a possible push above the 200. Now, people always ask and they say, Carter, where do I enter? A lot of it comes down to risk, right? When you buy here, let's remove this trend line and we'll just imagine these drawing lines are entry points. So if you entered here, where are the nearby supports? So the nearest support is going to be the 200-day. Well, I want to change it up a little bit. Hold on. Let's draw this trend back, right? That good trend. Just wanted to see. Okay, so if we had that trend here, let's change this color. Let's move this. So let's change this to, we'll just do pink. Okay, so this is the trend line, right? Where are the entry points? Well, you could enter. Let's move this a little bit. Okay, so you could enter on that breakout of here, right, above the trend line. So the supports for this stock are gonna, or the resistance lines are gonna be here. The resistance lines are gonna be there and here. Okay, so you have a little bit more resistance when you enter on that trend breakout. If you enter on a moving average line breakout, like the 90-day, the nearby support is going to be the 200-day. So that's a little benefit. You know, a lot of the entry points, it comes down to risk tolerance. But you guys can see this one here, great breakout, HIW. What do we say for entry points? You can enter on a breakout or hourly support where you've seen at minimum of 3 touches of buying pressure. So HIW here, what do we see? What do we notice about that trend line here? What do we notice, right? Good hourly support here where it hits that and we have good buying pressure. Now it's popped up. Now, right, it almost acted as resistance where it hit it and we didn't have that breakout. Good sell off below it. I would classify that as resistance. And now we're starting to get that move, that possible buying pressure to push up higher. CDP, very similar situation. looking at this, what do we have? We had that good trend line. A good entry point would have been that next day, right? Because what do we have? We have this, right? Good trend going in that direction. SG here, this thing sold off like crazy. So the best entry point would have been honestly in that 33 range, because you could have entered, and this one would have been hard. I'll give you that. This one would have been hard because your entry point, you would have been classifying two hourly moves. What I mean by that is normally you want 3 touches, right? 1, 2. So this here 3, but it got so much buying pressure so quick. This one would have been hard. CCK, great move, great buying pressure, right? This is what we're looking for. PDO. All of these stocks worked so well, and I'm so frustrated with myself. I did not take more of an initiative to enter these trades. Now, does that make me a bad trader? No, because I'm profitable. I'm up 8%. I will take that any day of the week. But when literally 80% of the stocks that we talked about, literally we drew out our entries, our exits, and our whole plan beforehand, and it just didn't, and we just didn't bite and do it. And the only reason why I didn't, I'll be honest, is I don't know. This one here, OR, I literally private messaged in the Discord, and this thing worked out fantastic. The hourly 90-day moving average play. This one would have been great because of this. We had, a little bit of that trend line there. 90-day moving average play. Great move there on that. Let's change this back to like yellow. NGD here. NGD here. Good trend line support, right? This one was great. Great trend line support. There were so many entry points on the trend line or on the breakout there. The hourly looked fantastic, right? Good sell-off, good breakout. Golden cross right there. If you enter on the 90-day, do you ever sell at the 200, or do you always hold in hopes of breaking through? So what you can do, and when I first started trading, I'm fortunate enough to have a little bit more in my trading account than I first did. What I used to do when I first started is, these swings in here can be 2-3%. Let's see what this is. So if you entered on that breakout of the 90-day, right, this is 3%. I'll take that any day. So I understand what you're saying. And yes, there was several times where when I first started trading, I would take my 3%. And would I do it now? Probably. There's been times I'm sure where I've done it. But a lot of the times I do hold for that breakout because I have a little bit more in my account. I can carry a little bit more risk for that possible move going forward. But great question there. Great question. TEVA here. This one here, this is kind of what I mean, right? Where we had that good move, right? Broke out of that 90-day moving average line. Now what do we notice? That 200-day is still acting as support, or still acting as resistance, getting a bunch of selling pressure there. What does 3% mean? So the 3%, like you said, if you entered on that 90-day, or if you're talking about the hourly, so right here, the percentage was about 3%. This is 2.8. So if you entered on that 90-day breakout in hopes for a push going to the 200, 2.8%, right? And that's obviously buying at the peak bottom, selling at the peak top. Realistically, it'd be like 2.5, 1%. EVGO, great trade here. You guys can see the confirmations of support here on the 90-day. This would have been the best entry point right here. HL, I don't think this one's been doing that well. It's really using that 200-day. 3% of what? 3% like profit. If you entered on that 90-day, do you ever sell at the 200? Yes. And that 3% would have been the profit if you would have bought in at the 90-day moving average line and sold at the 200. So that blue line and the red line from here to here. ASPN, this thing's selling off like crazy still. But, yeah. This one here, great move. This one here is like textbook, what we look for. Boom. Doing really well. ALC, this one here does look like it does have this a little bit going in that direction here. So it could be forming, a little wedge, like that, where we could get that move going up. So yeah, with swing trading, a lot of it is just being smart with your money, understanding what to do, your entries, your exits, journaling. I think is so incredibly important, because it will help you narrow in on stocks and help you narrow in on your checklist and figure out what's working. And I did put that journal down below, so if you guys want it, you guys can get it there. But yeah, that's as far as opportunity goes. We'll probably go live this weekend and we'll do a separate one for all the opportunity because I still have to go through that. I just wanted to show you guys this week, the Monday till today, about what happened, some good entry points. Where would you put your take profit on AEM? So AEM, for me, I'm gonna continue to hold and see if we can get like a trend going up. So it's probably at like 83 even, $82 right in this range here. Right in that range would be my stop. Take profit, like 100% sell would be probably like up here, 88 to 90 in that range would be my big take profit. But yeah, guys, other than that, I hope you guys all enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe. If you guys want to learn more about trading, we have our Black Friday sale going on, 51% off. So check it out down below. Like, subscribe, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend. Let's go Lions here. Yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you guys all enjoyed it, and